What is going on, my fantasy footballers, man? It is your boy Mark. What an exciting week one, man. It was a weird week one, but exciting. Love that football season is back. And I think early on, I called this a little bit, about a month, about maybe a couple weeks ago. We talked about some different sleepers, some guys that we really liked. And I think not only did I nail this one, but I think this particular player is going to be a potential league winner for a lot of you guys out there that drafted him. So stay tuned for that. Before then, guys, if you love fantasy sports, if you love Broncos content, NFL news, NHL, NBA, we cover it all on the channel. I would really appreciate if you can watch some of my other videos. Let me know what y'all think. Smash that subscribe button and like the video for the algorithm because we got to get that rolling. We got to get that cooking a little bit. Appreciate it, guys. So, I talked about it 2 weeks ago that Jerome Ford is somebody that was being drafted way too late. I understand that, you know, Nick Chubb was on IR. What happens when Nick Chubb gets back? I don't really know if Nick Chubb is going to be back after, at week 5. I might go longer than that. And I think once he's back, depending on, or once he's ready to come back, depending on what's going on with the Browns, they might not feel the need to rush him back. This is somebody that, yes, the injury looked very, very bad, but it ended up just being an ACL tear. But he's had a lot of issues with his knees going back to his college days. If you look at, time back in Georgia, I remember when I was actually looking into him as somebody that I would have liked the Broncos to try to move up and get. One of the reasons that he actually fell is because he failed a lot of people's physicals. He had what they call, and quote me if I'm wrong. I mean, don't quote me if I'm wrong exactly, but I'm pretty sure this is the case. He had some sort of a degenerate issue in his knees, kind of tendonitis. That was something that they couldn't really reverse. Now, kudos to him. He's been an absolute beast. I mean, one of the toughest dudes. But another knee injury coupled by the fact that he's a little bit older, a lot of wear and tear on his tires. I don't really know if this guy's going to come back. And Jerome Ford has been nails for the Broncos, for the Broncos, for the Browns. Sorry, I'm just been looking at so much Broncos content for the Browns. Even last year, when he was subbing in for Nick Chubb, I thought he played really well. I thought he was super efficient. I think his volume was great, and it kind of didn't get talked about enough. And so they come into this year. There's not really any other competition besides him, and he played well. Now, granted, listen, he did get a last minute garbage time touchdown. It was not an ideal game flow game for them, but he was like 80% of the snaps. He still got 18 touches. Um, you know, and 12 carries, 6 catches. He still had that touchdown. He was just completely involved. He ran a lot of routes for a running back, which was huge. And so I just feel like, man, he played really well, and I don't see this changing. I don't see them not leaning on him even more. There's going to be games where there's going to be game scripts where the game flows better, but the guy can catch the ball. He can run the ball really well. He's got 4.4, take it to the house speed, mixed with some good, quickness. He's uber talented, and it's not really talked about enough. And he was drafted in like the 11th or 12th round in most leagues. So if you guys, if he's available, which I doubt he is, unless you're in like some sort of a, 6-person league, go get him. But I would be willing to, try and see if somebody in your league is down to trade Jerome Ford, because I do think he's a league winner. I think he's somebody that, barring injury, can be a top 15 back, no doubt about it in my mind. Because there's not really a lot of guys that I project to get that kind of volume week in and week out, besides him. So go try to get Jerome Ford. And let me know what you guys think. If there's any other sleepers below, anybody else that you feel like is a, somebody that we should keep an eye out for, by all means, let me know. Another note, another sleeper in another position, is Brock Bowers may end up being the best value at the tight end position in this year's draft. It was a weird week. There was only like five touchdowns total league wide from tight ends. All the big name guys didn't really have big weeks. The number one scorer was Isaiah Likely. Foster Moreau was like number 3. Brock Bowers was up there as well. But Brock Bowers is somebody that we all seen it in Georgia. Unbelievable generational talent in college. The production matched the talent. He goes to an offense where they, by all means, look like they're going to feature him a lot, and they're not going to be the the Raiders are not going to be very, very good this year. There's going to be a lot of games where maybe they're behind. They're going to have to throw a lot, and Gardner Minshew is at least capable of being able to get him the ball. So I like his volume. I like where he's at, and I think he's going to be a really good value. He got drafted behind guys like Evan Ingram, who I understand he had a really pretty solid year last year, but you know he's kind of getting up there in age, in my opinion, a little bit. He got drafted ahead of guys like David Njoku, behind guys like David Njoku, which, like I said, all makes sense because at tight end you like to go with what you're more comfortable with. He went behind Jake Ferguson, but at the end of the day, this is a new young talent, somebody that they took early in the draft this past year, and I just think that he's going to be heavily involved. He was targeted the most. He ran the most routes. Like I said, led the team in targets and receptions, and I think even yards. So it's just week one, but if Brock Bowers is available in your league, go get him. Even if you have a stud tight end, go get him. It's never going to hurt to have another really good tight end on your bench. You can always trade them. Those guys are few and far in between. It makes them very, very valuable. So go pick them up as well. That's a little bonus piece. All right, y'all. I am out. I'm going to go upstairs and do some stuff around the crib. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, man. And until next time, ball out and talk to y'all later.